Hey everyone, so we're back with another NBA offseason grade. Today we'll be doing the Utah Jazz. Did they do good this offseason? Did they do bad? Are they going to be a playoff team more? Nah. So let's get started. First up, acquisitions and assist building moves. 3-team trade. Utah acquired Kevin Love and Kyle Anderson. The Jazz received Kevin Love, Kyle Anderson, and a 2027 second round pick from the Clippers in a 3-team deal, also involving the Heat. Utah sent John Collins to LA and Norman Powell to Miami. This move elevates their roster flexibility and adds veteran presence to their reconstruction phase. Veteran signing, can't pronounce his name right here, had his $3.68 million contract fully guaranteed, ensuring some off-season roster stability and sweeping changes. Let's talk about this. So, it's quite interesting. The Jazz really didn't do anything this offseason. I'm a little bit shocked on it. I thought they would have done a little bit more, but this is what they did. Yet a veteran signing in George Niang and the other guy. But then again, George Niang is not on the team anymore, I don't think. Let me check. I think I'm wrong with that. Let me check. George Niang. Yeah, I gotta update that. So, pretty much, scratch that off. George Niang is on the Celtics. I know that for a fact. But the other guy is still on the team. But the thing is that you bring in Kevin Love and Kyle Anderson. Okay, Kevin Love doesn't really do a whole lot. Kyle Anderson as well. Kevin Love's old. Kyle Anderson is kind of trash. Yes, get a second round pick. But what does this mean for the team? You don't really do nothing. You bring veteran players and that's it. Let's move on. I'll get into more detail later on. Draft and developmental moves. Investing in youth. Utah focused heavily on restocking its developmental pipeline. Drafted Ace Bailey, number 5 overall. Additional picks include Walter Clayton Jr. and John Hanji, my apologies, adding depth and future upside. Big board reset and talent reset. Following an underwhelming rebuild, this year haul including Bailey underscored a renewed can't pronounce this, on draft and development strategy. Next up, veteran departing and roster clarity. Jordan Clarkson agreed to buyout, later joined the New York Knicks. Johnny Juzang waived to create space for younger prospects. And a summary table. Kevin Love and Anderson trade as cap flexibility and veteran depth. Scratch off Niang, but the other guy maintain continually and inject shooting ability. Draft focus centerpiece Ace Bailey and high upside youth asset. Departure and buyout. Clarkson and just saying gone equals more roster clarity. Outlook of Martin, uncertain future and rebuild priorities. Cap flexibility, preserving flexibility for future extension and trade. Analyst grade, long-term assist, praise immediate veteran support. And then final take. The Jazz 2025 offseason was a clear pivot towards rebuild, intentionally and patiently with key veteran out, draft capital in, and a core of youth flexibility locked in. Utah is setting itself for a future turnaround anchored by young talent and strategy cap management. So let's go to the offseason for the Jazz. My apologies, I'm a little bit off right now today, so if I'm a little bit off today, my apologies on that. So Utah Jazz, at first I'm like, what is this offseason? But I can see why, because if you see the last year or two, they have potential. They were really good, and all of a sudden, that's it. Yeah, you can say they have some veteran pieces like Jordan Clarkson, Colin Sexton in a way, some other pieces, but they're not veteran players like Kevin Love, Kyle Anderson, so you need a more older school veteran player to teach the young guy. And I feel like, player like Jordan Clarkson and Sexton wasn't the best, but hey, it is what it is. You can't really do nothing about it. I just think I thought the Jazz would have done a little bit more this offseason. Yes, you drafted a couple of really good players, so it's a little bit iffy. How would I grade it? I'm gonna grade it a E. Not an F. I say E because he's been better in players they draft. Okay, but I need to see more out of this, and I don't feel comfortable just yet with the Jazz because, like I said, the last 2 or 3 years they do well and then they end up being trash, which I don't know why they do that, but yeah, this is what the Jazz usually do. So we just gotta wait and see now. Are they gonna be a playoff team, playing team? What's up? So I'm gonna say they are gonna be. West is too stacked. I would say not making it, but slash playing team. I feel like they have potential to be a playing team because not like the other teams you saw that like they didn't have a good record at one point. It was pretty much bad, or if like they don't have the ability to be as good. I feel like the Utah Jazz, they're low-key a dark horse team. They just need to get their act together. Because you saw that the West was still stacked when they were doing good, but they were still able to manage wins. But for some reason, they could not hold on to winning percentage. They kept losing, and then ended up being either 500 team or below 500 team. So I'm gonna say they're playing team slash not making a team because the West is stacked, but they have the ability to at least make it in some way or another. I would not say playoff, a little bit too pushing it. They're pushing it a little too much. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Do you think the Utah Jazz are going to be a playing team, playoff team? What? They're not going to make it? And also, let me know what your grade of the Utah Jazz. A being good, S being bad. And yeah, we just got to wait and see how the Jazz do this season. And yeah, stay tuned for that. And see you guys next video.